an excruciating OT, and now you go to your map, which is like, that's a good thing for you, but at the same time, is your mental strong enough to get over what just happened? Like, it hasn't been that long since that first map has been over. Right? I mean, so I think we're gonna find out very, very shortly the state of the mental that BlueWater is at. And I think for WADA, I mean, you have the endurance. Like, you played BO5s all year long. Like, this is nothing for you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one benefit, the Des was talking about it, I believe it was Emily. A shot, nice setup. That's textbook bait. Holy smokes.
It's like a complete anti, you know? Yeah, like just 3 players on B.
Yeah.
Crossfire.
Astralis gets overwhelmed. Defense up in numbers, but the spike should make its way out onto C for free. Harper down to 20 HP. Just a tap of the spike, just a suggestion.
You have to even the score. Yeah. But look at how disciplined WADA are playing. There's the paranoia, now it's obvious.
Frenzy from Femboy causes problems. 2 kills found. Really nice flash. Colby left alone with a classic. Has to grab the spike and the ghost. Nicely done. Sleight of hand there.
Down so low though. Woo. 27 HP.
Got time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for the around the world. Why not?
Me too.
I mean, this is probably the best chance of a round pistol that you're gonna have. Like, all things considered, 27 HP.
30 seconds left.
Now with a little bit more space to work with, you can maybe catch out and isolate one of these members of WADA. Bring it down to a 1v1.
How do you play this? Do you drop that?
Spike planted. Shadows.
Has a smoke? Yeah, that's the smoke I was looking for. Okay.
I think it's just, the thing is, it's just too early. You gotta hunt. You gotta try to find a pick. Now, to be fair, you do have that second smoke that you can really work around as well. This Frenzy, though. The Frenzy and the Yoru, I get to watch Chogmo do it.
The double face. Yep. Power Pixel cleans that up. Okay, so let's talk about a few things here. We can talk about the setup from B and how that felt like that was telegraph. I mean, that was as smooth of a bait as you could possibly imagine on a pistol.
It was extremely nice. I mean, baiting out the ISO shield as well. I feel like when you see a chamber top B, maybe that's a little sign that, red flag, there could be danger.
Right, something's
maybe someone's
here.
Supporting him.
Right.
Yeah, something's going on here. But I mean, yeah, walking into that is devastating. I will say this push into spawn, the fact that 2 of those kills in garage window went the way of BlueWater was pretty impressive to me, because that just could have been an outright stomp. Yeah, that paranoia didn't hit a single person, right?
Oh, we're buying. We're buying.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, at least because of the efforts of Colby, you did get that spike money and you are able to force here. We'll see if WADA are ready for this. I mean, it's only a ghost here for power and 5 members running it down.
Power will be first contact as well. There are 5 here. It's just power. There's the shield.
Yeah, you are cooked. There's no way.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Lo and behold, once again, just goes to show casters don't know anything. BlueWater are able to trade back a couple though, as Juno will ultimately fall.
1 enemy
and
remaining.
it's a 2v2 once more. Very quickly, Vanitas left on an island. Astralis gets 2. The force be damned. WADA win the second round.
And I just have to say now, for all the BlueWater fans in the chat, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I just did to your team. Power getting 2 there with a ghost, being crunched by players with, I mean, stingers, full armor, ISO shield, and it's Bob. Right? You would think that is just GG's. Okay, free A site. And now, like, just to go talk back on the state of the mental for BlueWater, you just lost that round. You're probably gonna get spammed this round.
Yep.
You are just, you're devastated. It's devastating.
Hard.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
No, you're right. And I think one of the conversations we were having, the Death started it, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it as well. Was maybe if BlueWater, obviously, you're feeling kind of poo after that first map, right? And how that one got away from you. But you went into this next map knowing that it's a map that you pick. It's a map that WADA haven't played at all, and maybe you have an advantage going into it, and maybe you have a little shred of hope. But for it to start the way that it has, really just kind of eliminates that right off the bat, no?
Yeah, 100%. This as a player, as an IGL, it just feels like it's just over in a way. I mean, you have to dig deep though, right? This is your tournament life on the line. This is it. If you're ever gonna make a run, this is the map that you have to do it on. You have to bring it to a map 3. But it's just so damn hard when you're getting spammed through a wall like that. You don't even get to play the round in the first place.
Yeah.
When a player with a ghost is taking out players with full armor and stingers, and it's the only person on site, and you know that. You really need an emotional leader to get you out of something like that. And I'm just not quite sure if Blue Water has that in the bag.
Well, they're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to do so sooner rather than later. Because time is dwindling. You take a look at the situation for WADA, they're getting curious, and they're going to want to go exploring down C.
Yeah, a good push and pull right now from WADA. Off of that heavy A default, taking the C space. Now you're able to get the line from Starbound. And this trip is kind of passive, so there's a lot of different threat.
You got to smoke out towards garage. They're kind of stuck on the other side of this.
4 members here on the bonus. Everyone coming back after baiting out that garage wall, but they're gonna run into 4 players. This is insane. Okay, they actually opt to not go towards C, which is,
30 seconds
I mean,
left.
good for them. No one's playing on the A site. And that trip breaking should be the cue. Okay, we should speed up now. Let's take this A site. Let's get into a good post-plant position.
Yeah.
And yeah, here comes that set utility. They're gonna find out there's nothing here. You have to be worried about this flank.
Yeah, and it seems like they are at least a little bit aware of it. Bob's going to be the first one to hold the line. You smoke out towards heaven, and Bob's just down to 10 HP. Nidus has a really nice flash line up there. We'll buy a little bit of time. I don't know if there's really enough here yet. WADA have the positioning, and they're starting to get some of these picks, and now they can get a little bit more active. Now they can get a little bit more aggressive with how they want to retake the site. But there's still so much work to be done. Bob will fall as well.
Oh,
And Blue Water cannot afford this, man. This is back-breaking. I know it's early, but
yeah,
what a nightmare of a start. Starbound gets 3.
I have to point out Power, the way that Power played that, being the solo person. 4 players were flanking, right? Power was holding in the back B site, slowly creeping up. If you go too early there, you're caught out.
Yeah.
You have to find like that perfect yin and yang of that. Like, you basically turn into a pseudo lurk, right? And I mean, just played to perfection. Getting 2 there is, it makes the retake just so easy from that point on.
Now we wait.
And now, yeah, you're absolutely right. It really does feel like WADA have a really good chance here to just take this map and run with it.
I mean, they're up 4.
Revealing area.
Blue Water have had their chances, but it just hasn't gone their way at all. And I don't really know what else they can do about it, to be honest with you.
I don't know. And there was a clone used here on the attacking side from Vanitas, and it does bait out the wall at C, which is good. That prompts a rotate from Power to have to redrone, but now that info is gathered, I guess it's going to be a B plant, and I think this is a good thing to do, you know, when you're on Thrifty Buy. I mean, there's 4 sheriffs, a guardian. Try to prod your way into the B site.
Yeah.
See if you can get anything. I guess this time around, just going to break a trip. But no one from WADA is moving, and this is going to be a blender here in Garage.
Right, this is where the trouble hits again. The TP through, the suck is there. You've got the ult that's been popped as well. Juna trying to drop out from window. Swings out, manages to get the kill, tries to catch a second. A couple of warning shots, but pays for it with her life. And now the Spike is going to try to rotate away. Thinks twice of it, and they're going to end back C.
Yeah, now the retake is going to come through, but it's already a lot of good positioning here on the post plant. Now, you do still have a clone and 2 flashes that you can use here. Looking like WADA are going to just contact all the way out of Garage here, though. Surely you use the clone here, though, and then Vanitas is just in such a bad predicament.
You would think.
There it is.
There's the clone. Power Pixel falls. Starbound able to get 1. But there's still 2 to find. Starbound might pull this off. Health bar so low. Starbound gets 3 and the defuse. Another dagger.
No way that just happened. Bob invests the ISO all. I mean, Starbound should have been in the gulag, Doug. But it just barely misses. What a timing. Now you're able to get the chamber op online. You have infinite money in the bag. That crossfire felt like it was gonna be it.
Yeah.
Finally, Blue Water were gonna get one round in at least, and the way that Starbound played the 1v1 as well. Just icing on the cake. 5-0 now for WADA, just completely running away with this chamber op in play now. Sitting on that top B.
This is another gun round for them, so maybe there's a chance for them to pull this back off. Vanitas paves the way, rolls out onto the site.
Starbound doesn't care.
Nope. Cheeky little spot there. Tucks back into the TP range and gets the heck out.
All right. Okay, finally a 5v5 post-plant retake. Now, a lot of utility was used from Blue Water there, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe that dart can come back online. You do have the Hunter's Fury available as well. It's going to be used proactively, though, so you don't have that for the post-plant anymore, and it doesn't connect.
When it rains, they've got to find a way out, man. Bob falls again. Femboy tucked in the corner.
One
the TP
enemy
out.
remaining.
It is pouring right now from Blue Water, but Harper injects a little bit of hope,
is nice now and then.
a spark of something. But Blue Water have to find a way to capitalize.
I mean, if there was ever a way, it's off of a clutch like that. A 1v3 dipping in and out of the Astra Wall. I mean, that was sick. This Astra Wall was so good from WADA to cut off everybody, make sure they have to push through the wall. But what a timing that was found. I don't blame Starbound at all for what just happened. Normally, when you're that operator player, you are the one in those 2v1s that's supposed to get on the spike. But Juna just wanting to get a smoke down on the spike itself was what ultimately allowed Blue Water to get on the scoreboard.
Right.
So now maybe this is enough confidence for Blue Water to get some momentum back in their favor. Maybe that's the spark they needed.
I would have loved a slightly different look at the beginning of this round, given some of how really this half has gone.
Yeah.
But alas, for Blue Water, they're slow with it again, rotating back towards A. So I can see some of this.
Red.
Yeah, the Astra utility just went down on site too. They know.
Yeah. You have a reposition as well for Femboy into hell. TP out. Yep.
No just
way
like that.
Works.
Vanitas gets dropped. Assassination style. You wouldn't think it. But there it is. And it's going to require heroics to get on site, and this time it's snuffed out before it even really leaves the starting block.
Yeah, and this is the power of the Astra on this map, that WADA run. You could play stars from anywhere, right? That's the whole, that's Astra's whole shtick, right? You could be anywhere on the map and help your team out supportively. I mean, you add a suck on top of that, and then also the Vise utility that can stall. The threat of the operator, it feels like no lane is easy to hit. And Blue Water, I mean, they are doing a good job of breaking like at least the Vise wall out and maybe some of the utility in Garage. But if you really go towards that A side, it just feels so hard. I mean, you could do a cross map Thorn. There's a Yoru there that's just TPing around, baiting out utility before you can even use it to get into the site. It's just so hard to attack. And it's not like you can, use your ISO to hit an Astra so that can't happen and, smokes can't come down. Because the Astra's just going to be playing completely out of sight.
Right, right.
So there's always going to be something that you have to deal with. And the map is just too big. Also, WADA have a lot of experience playing against this composition specifically. I mean, all year long, they've been playing teams that run the ISO Yoru. So it's not like they don't know how to play against it. They have already set protocols to deal with whatever open is thrown. I mean, you even saw in that bonus round when it was, 3-0? Okay, if this team likes to A open, we're going to push all the way down C if we have 3 people there. These are all things that come to you with reps.
Yeah. Got a cheeky little tech pause there, but I am being told that it's been fixed, and now we're heading straight into a timeout. Dre was offering such riveting analytical content that you guys probably didn't even realize that there was a tech pause. Now he's going to have to continue it because now there's an actual timeout. But you got through the first part. Great. You're up to bat again, though, brother.
Hey, all good. I mean, this round, it's just all heroics right now. Bob has a Vandal, light armor. You just got to go for broke here. I don't know how you're going to set it up. I feel like if you're Blue Water, you should probably do a little bit more work towards B, which I know is kind of like, it's so damning though, because when you start off the map, there's a 3-person like setup there, but you kind of have to brush that aside. You know, you have to be willing to dabble in that B once again. And the reason why I say that is because when we saw on the eco round, when that Omen smoke was put up, there was actually nobody from WADA on B site. So it's like just on rounds like this, when you know you're not favored to win, take the extra chance. You know, understand that you're not even supposed to win this round on paper.
Sure.
Go for it. You know, why not go for the plant where maybe, you know, these sheriffs can get a one-shot headshot, or Bob can work the Vandal. Instead, it's just going to be a slow approach. Jump spot into short A. I just saw to set up Bob to maybe get a pick with this gun. They really think this op is at A short right now, or they're expecting some kind of Yoru timing peak. It's such a slow round.
Yeah, I mean, the spike is still just sitting back in spawn. Not fully committing out onto anything yet. Now scoop back up. June is getting curious
on the Astra. Yeah. Well, that's info gathered though for the defensive side. Now you know where the ISO is as well. I prompted the Yoru TP, and now there's 3 players towards this A side of the map. So good manipulation of the defense for Blue Otter, but you still have to get through this Vice utility. That flash could be deadly.
They're playing up close.
30 seconds left.
Deciding to push all the way out now. The paranoia will at least pave the way. Not really finding a target, but the spam through from Charlotte does. And sometimes when you're playing like this and when everything is going your way, it really is just that simple.
Yeah, and now you just play the numbers game, right? 5v4 at this point. And what do Blue Water do in the post plants? They get active, Doug.
Yep. Not satisfied with just hanging on to the advantage that they have. They take everything they possibly can away, and that's exactly what you're seeing out from WADA. Power's able to get a couple kills there. Femboy cleans it up. WADA get to 7. And this feels borderline out of reach.
Yeah, it feels like WADA are on a different level right now against Blue Water. And I don't know if it's because of, you know, the momentum from the comeback, or if it's because of Blue Water's mental of, you know, just being crushed after what should have been maybe a map win.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a combination of both. But either way, it's just not looking good for Blue Water. And
now we wait.
If they could string along these last 4 rounds, I will believe. I will. I just don't see it happening.
And it just already. It's going from bad to worse. Harper gets picked off as soon as the round starts.
Another spam kill. You know the op is at A, but it's already drifted towards B. So now if you contact, you're just gonna get opt.
Right.
Yeah, this is a clinical defense from WADA.
So close.
There's that contact. There's that op kill. Starbound fully in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spike down mid.
And this is unfortunately a gun round too. So if you consider this for Blue Water, the fact that this was their rifle round, immediately get picked at the beginning of the round, you feel like you're on your back foot. And as a player, this feels miserable if you're Blue Water.
I have the spike.
Yeah. It feels like there's nothing that you're doing that is working. And even when you've had some good rounds, guys, I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, Blue Water didn't have a couple chances. You know, they had the 2v1 that they could have won, and that still doesn't go your way. Right. It just makes the feeling just that much worse. And for it to be, you know, your potential last map of the year, you think back on all the scrims you played, on all the matches you've played, and you're just like, oh, it was all for naught.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it feels bad for sure. But we've seen sillier things in the past. We've seen wilder comebacks before, and so if you're Blue Water, you continue to play through and see if you can pull off a little magic. I think if we learned anything over professional Valorant just in the last month or so, is that this game is incredibly momentum based, and anybody can pull off something like this.
Hey, another insane round win, right? It was the first round win for Blue Water was a 1v3. This time, I think that was a 2v5 or 2v4.
Yeah.
These are ridiculous rounds that Blue Water are winning. If they can string along these last 3 rounds and make it a 7-5 half, I genuinely will believe. I will. The problem is can you win rounds without pulling off heroics like this? And that's what we need to see if they want to make it a 7-5.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big test round right here.
Yeah, finances are kind of slowly starting to come back together, and maybe there's a shot at rattling off a couple of rounds. Ults may be in your favor as well. I mean, there is a path to this.
It all starts right here.
Execute, yeah.
Drone and Garage should see that buy as well. Nice bait out of utility. But honestly, why did I have been comfortable with letting Blue Water bait this utility out, this Sentinel util? They don't mind at all. They like to play the layers in the actual back of sight. Let's see if WADA can handle this hit this time. It looks like they're maybe going to go for a Garage reclear, both from spawn.
Smoke out towards spawn, the TP back site.
Destabilizing.
This is retake for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the truth is, they have the tools to do it. They have the Yorul, and then they have a Soul Bullet. We've seen how devastating of a combo that can be. Or Femboy just gets 2 by themselves, and then you don't really need to invest any of those things.
Anything, yeah.
That's that. Yeah. Femboy still using the ult, popping out, getting 3, make that 4. As WADA will get up to 8.
I mean, we're sitting here just yapping away, and Femboy's just going on the greatest flank of all time from B, wrapping Garage. Blue Water were just not ready for that wraparound whatsoever, and all that needed to be invested was that Yoru ultimate. And I don't actually mind that, because you just lost a 2v4. All right, let's invest it this time. Let's at least know where these players are, and just secure this round win. Let's not give Blue Water an inch. A quick answer back, and the economy is now destroyed. You still have Sova ultimate to use. You still have that Vi's ultimate to use. And look at this. This is looking like that bonus round where it was 4C. Yeah. Expecting that C rush. Maybe expecting Blue Water to just like tilt run it down.
But this time they aren't fully committing to the flank. They're actually rotating through their own spawn.
Yeah, they just decide to get the op posted on that line. Just hold. Oh, here we go. Maybe a bit of a rotate. No, the op still stays.
Meanwhile, the spike seems to lean towards C. You've got a little bit of noise being made A.
No way.
Well, there's one duelist being plucked out. There's still another one there. The drone will not spot them. But even with that, you just saw the wall go up Garage, and I think that tells you plenty.
Yeah, this is all fake at A right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, even so, they're so comfortable just playing this 2-player setup at A site because they have the Astra that can help them from across the map. Trip finally broken at B, so now that prompts a response from the players at A. Okay, let's go re-clear this.
The problem is, even in the face of that, they're pushing into 3 on site. They just saw the Sova.
Yeah.
The dart goes out, yeah, but Juna gets the kill anyway. And the spike is out of reach.
Such a good setup from WADA.
Yeah. This is a gorgeous defensive half on Haven, man. It's really hard to look at this and identify, I mean, what are some of the changes that Blue Water need to make in order to pull this thing back?
There's just so much defensive utility that you have to deal with. Like, even if you break all this utility, like, even if you break some of it, it just feels like it's never ending. There's just layers and layers and layers. The only rounds that you didn't have to deal with any of that were when WADA were already playing like a retake A, which was like 2 rounds. But I mean, even then, they have the Astra Wall. I mean, just now, like, now we have Hunter's Fury available. We have the ISO ultimate available as well for Blue Otter. You have to use these and you have to convert this round.
The problem, my concern is if WADA are in a position where they can play really both approaches with the tools that they have. They can continue to fight for site like they have been. They have 2 really big ults for retakes if they want to lean into that as well and just give up the site. There's a lot that they have here. Harper looking to get a tag. We'll find it onto a Charles, and that's one of the big ults down and off the board for the rest of the half. So there's a window here.
That is a massive pick. You cannot give any free kills back to WADA here.
There's the other.
Oh.
Bob looking to find something. Juna waiting in window.
It's you and me.
Juna now dead in window. And now the ISO ult has been used. Bob looking to pick a fight with Femboy. Will find it and win it.
1 enemy remaining.
And all of a sudden, they're going to be able to pull this round off. A flawless round to get Blue Water to 3, but Dre, is it too little too late?
Switching sides.
I feel like you're hoping for the 9-3 curse here, Doug. If I'm just being genuine. You're hoping for the Valorant the Valorant lore to come in your favor. Because the way that WADA are playing, like, first of all, individually, right? Starbound is popping off with that operator who had a rough start on that Lotus defense. And you have Femboy doing just ridiculous aggressive plays, but look at Power. 13-6 on the initiator. When a Sova player is doing stuff like this and getting the Hunter's Fury up so often, it really feels like they control the entire like map. Because they're getting all the info, they're feeding it, making good calls, and on top of that, just bodying you. Yeah, that is extremely hard to play against.
Yeah, it feels out of reach for sure. I think the other thing to remember here as we continue to pile on the doom and gloom is this map is historically attack sided. And now it's WADA who are on the attack side.
Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see what Blue Water can do here. They're quick to the rotate back towards A, which is exactly where the spike is headed. 3 here make that 4, and that's an opening pick. Starbound on the trade, though, continuing to cause problems with the Chamber.
Teleport's ready.
I swear, Starbound makes it look like Chamber was never nerfed. I don't understand how they do it, but Power Pixel continuing the farm. You talked about the value of the Sova.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like... it seems like the value is agnostic of side.
Yeah, that was with the Thorn actually being missed on the execute. Had that Thorn landed, there is no actual flood coming out whatsoever.
Right.
Like Bob doesn't even get an opportunity to get a kill there because you're just locked out. And that's when this composition thrives even more, because then you have the Astra pull for, a spike if you want to play out.
Right.
You have even more Sentinel utility. You could really tax the enemy. Obviously, this all came down to a lot of gunfights coming out of spawn, but
yeah, but something to keep in mind for sure. Yeah.
Definitely keep in mind. Now
so
we get to see the outlaw, bro. We get to see the outlaw out of WADA. This gun is obviously OP. I was abusing this gun for sure.
Yeah,
when I was playing the chamber.
I mean, I think too, if WADA are able to get through this pretty cleanly, which because of the weapon you just mentioned and really everything else that's gone on, they should be able to. WADA will get to 11. And then it's going to be on Blue Water to pull off an 11-3 comeback.
An even greater comeback than what WADA pulled off.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say though, if there was ever a way to do it.
Yeah.
If there was ever a way to do it.
You got 3 here. Actually, you've got all 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Water have picked the right site.
Just can't peek too early.
Here.
You cannot overextend. Look at Starbound.
Not a single sound.
Oh no way.
Here.
That's one that, yeah, you kind of got to pull off. And Starbound faced Flash, still gets a kill. Well, there was a lot of buildup and a lot of anticipation, and it still resulted in the same outcome. 11-3, the way of WADA. Blue Water, to save their season, need to win this round.
I'm wondering if Starbound saw Colby a little bit earlier there. Maybe when we weren't observing. Because we saw the ping come out, and I think at that point, if you see an Omen at that specific spot at the top of A short, there's probably something going on here, and someone's probably close to the debate setup, especially on a thrift, on like an eco. So I think WADA played that very well, and they had a good understanding of what was in front of them. ISO shield popped already, and what's interesting here is that TP wasn't used.
Yeah. They were really aggressive towards this A main. I mean, they fought all the way down A main, TP'd out, and so Vanitas is now back in their spawn, but they're still getting the picks on site.
Yo, saw that Power just running out as Sova with a sheriff.
Yeah, entry Sova.
That is diabolical, man.
Yeah, that's the new tag, man.
That is the new tag.
That paranoia will buy a little bit of space, but once again, WADA find themselves down in guns, but up in numbers. Bob has to find a way through here. Starbound falls, but Harper traded back, and Colby. WADA can do no wrong.
No wrong at all.
This is a slaughter.
Circle back to those talks about the mental, and it definitely, that last map definitely got to Blue Water.
You would think,
and
yeah.
WADA, and WADA, you got to give it to him. It's really impressive. The endurance that they showed, the grit that they showed on that last map, and to come here and have such a dominant showing on this one, you're able to build up some confidence going into that next round and hopefully get that rematch. Well, we don't know yet if it's going to be a rematch, but
right.
Hopefully be put in a spot where you can compete with YFP for that point or win the whole thing.
Yeah. Because for a team like WADA, I mean, that is the goal, right?
Yeah.
The goal is to make it to Seoul, to make it to champs. And with a performance like this, you understand why. This is much more fitting of the team that I think we have been watching, and the team we come to expect here.
Yeah, and Power is a player that I talk to quite a bit in terms of game theory and whatnot, but also on a personal level. And Power was telling me about how, you know, it would be cool to make it to Seoul as one of the only unsigned teams, and that was extremely important to them.
Yeah.
What story that would be?
They're knocking at the door of besting Blue Water and continuing to go here. They've gotten out onto the site, one round away from closing this thing out. The Hunter Fury invested from Harper, and it's just gonna miss. It's just wide right. It's just off the mark. And so now they don't have that tool to fully commit onto. Yeah, you're more than happy to delay the play here. Juna trying to creep up. Bob is there to greet. A little bit of a misstep and a misplay there. But Blue Water, I feel like this might be the first time I've been able to say this all map. They're up in numbers. They have a numbers advantage. Gotta find a way to convert though. Power Pixel falls. 4v2 out onto the site. Starbound updated with fine lethality there. As Astralis gets caught. A little awkward and a little disjointed. But that's Starbound with one. There's the tap. Bob gets the kill, and Blue Otter live to fight another day.
Yeah, hanging on by a thread. But that was a lot of damage done. Not sure what the buy is really going to look like for Colby and Vanitas. Not sure, maybe somebody has enough money to buy them up. No, it's just going to be a Guardian there. And an attack operator bought for Starbound. Because of winning those 3 rounds in a row. And for Blue Water, you got to be careful. You got to be wary. You should know that Starbound likes to buy that attack operator quite a bit.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go for a little bit too aggressive of jiggles and peaks. And that kind of plays in the benefit for these double senti comps as well, because if you give that free space up, that's when you get locked out of sight.
Right. Yep.
Oh, almost TPing out of that.
Yeah. Quick pick. Femboy gets caught. There's the fight. Drops the cage. Not able to find the kill. Bob's steady with those. I mean, for as much as Blue Water have not had much to write home about, Bob tends to win those fights.
Thorns down.
But again, WADA find themselves down in numbers, pushing out onto C, looking to try to get the spike down, and crossing every T and dotting every die and clearing all utility on site before they fully send it.
Yeah, taking some space in the garage as well. Australis does have that Vice ultimate. Is it going to be invested right now? Alpha contact from Juna. Not used yet. At what point do you pull the trigger on this?
Juna takes a step back, not fully committing to it, but Blue Water get a couple of picks, and all of a sudden, Starbound again is left alone. Gets dropped. Bob gets 3. Blue Water get another round, and they're still in it.
And now you get to upgrade to an operator as well, for your defensive side. So the money should be looking a little bit dodgy now for WADA. It should be a bit of a thrifty buy, I would assume.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a full buy into this one. And yeah, here come the timeouts. So WADA still has another timeout after this. And this one is really a moment of, okay, we have this insane lead. We're confident in our play. We know that Blue Water have been winning a lot of these set retakes. So maybe we can either one, like tax a little bit forward and then fall all the way back and play the spike, or get a little bit active with this Vice ultimate when the retake's actually coming through. You know, you have a lot of options here. And if I was King Fred right now, that's what I would be calling. Right. Identifying the way that Blue Water have been winning some of these retakes. Because it's looked the same in the last 2 rounds, right? And just anteing it. Now, are Blue Water experienced enough? Do they have the game IQ to be able to read into that and play a little bit more in the sites and play a little bit more disruptive, not give all that free space? That's something we're gonna have to find out.
My guess is we will find out. You see the spike already leaning towards C. And so yeah, there's a really good chance that is the arena where we see round 18 settle.
Check your
but for now, look at Blue Otter's positioning on the minimap. This is a bit aggressive.
Yeah, a lot shown here.
Yeah.
Double tap used, ISO vulnerable used as well, but all this space has been claimed. Should be obvious here pretty soon that this is a retake C setup for WADA. The problem is you don't want to run into that op.
Right.
They know that operator got picked up, but they don't know where it is quite yet. Power does have a drone. You're going to have to try to use that drone to hopefully find out where Vanitas is playing. Instead,
they found the op. Yep.
Cutting through.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a swing. Like PowerPixel's pixel was out of place.
Yeah.
And so now the op freezes.
Stopping fire.
And Bob gives this line up. That's going to allow WADA a little bit more room to breathe here.
Yeah, they are picking the right place to go right now, but Vanitas connects again.
Yeah, I think that op makes a massive difference. They're ahead of the smoke. They're going to try to fly out onto the side anyway. Charlotte's committing to getting the spike down, and Vanitas pops the ult here.
Stealing sight.
That's getting a little bit dicey. Commit in the back sight. What is this?
They might pull this off. Oh my gosh, it's down to a 1v1. Harper to keep the season alive. And Juna to qualify, and Harper stands strong.
That was a very ambitious commit on the Yoru ultimate. I mean, I understand why it was used early on, because Vanitas was kind of in between, you know, being in the smoke and wanting to get out. Yeah. So you can use it for survival. But to commit on the back site, yeah, that's the ambitious part, right? But I get it, you know, but Vanitas got 2, you know, you're feeling it. And I appreciate the confidence, honestly. At least you're not playing to lose. And that's what you need. You have to make plays. You have to be willing to take risks, even if it's not favorable for you. If you want to make a comeback like this against WADA.
There's that op back in play. And once again, like they have the last couple of rounds, Blue Water lay claim to A main.
Here.
Yeah, but WADA sitting all the way behind this. You gotta be careful on that re-swing. Bob is lucky to survive. It's her life there. Okay, all info gathered. I think that's 5 players seen.
What, Starbound still getting the pick onto Harper.
Yeah.
And so now it's
map,
WADA who are up in numbers.
Exactly. The map is just WADA to play around with right now.
Oh, and this Cosmic Divide is so good. I mean, you even see on the minimap, Colby has to step in front of it and face check a smoke to confirm that there's no one headed C. You already had A covered, but that's what it ended in, on either B or C. They commit to getting the spike down B, and you're forced to sit back and wait.
Yeah, you have that Astra pull to deal with that tap, but this retake is coming in way too late.
You got to make a play. Colby TP's across the wall.
Yeah, Omen TP not heard.
Now you've got the Visalt that's used. Remember, for WADA here, avoiding elimination, looking to keep their lower bracket run alive. Hopes for Seoul still in play. Meanwhile, for Blue Water, a desperate attempt to extend this series, just to extend the map, to extend their year. And it falls into a 2v2, but time is so short. Colby's got 4 on the round, but it might not be enough. The ace, no, forget it. It wasn't even that. The Red Bull clutch, WADA survive.
Yeah, not only did they survive, but I mean, they came into this match with the pressure of being the favorites in elimination play. And I mean, they didn't just handle it, but they did thrive in it. I mean, that comeback on that first map was insane. But the clinical haven that we just witnessed